Look for him to go ring chasing. I mean, it's very obvious at this point that he would fit in very well down in Tampa Bay. Shaq Barrett said it's about time for me to break the bank. I think he's made $25 million in his career. 16 of that came last year. So Shaq Barrett, who had a monster year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after winning the Super Bowl, he was potentially a plus 5,000 good bet for NFL or for Super Bowl MVP because of the damage he could go off the edge. If you add J.J. Watt into that defensive line, if they lose Shaq Barrett, I don't know what Ndamukong Suh's deal is. I don't know what Vita Vea's deal is. I don't know what Pierre Paul's deal is. I don't know what that entire defensive line, defensive front that kind of, dominated that game for them in the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes when they didn't have a great. You add J.J. Watt into that rotation. I mean, now you're talking about, like it's like a country club of football players down there, Yeah. You got guys who are like, if JJ, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, goes down there. Remember, Ndamukong Suh at one point was maybe one of the most dominant players in football. Yeah. He's down there. All of these older guys who maybe have already collected all their money, and now it's time like, hey, it seems like you guys are doing it right down there, huh? Yeah, come on. Wait. Tom said he didn't want to practice on Wednesday, never done it in his entire life. Bruce said, I don't give a fuck. Hey, if you play the games and play well, we do not care. You do what you got to do. We're already pretty established down here. We've already won a Super Bowl. I don't know why people aren't thinking Tampa is the immediate response, because a lot of people say Pittsburgh. They need a guy, Bud Dupree, potential free agent. He was a absolute terror for that Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line. Once they had a couple injuries, things changed as the season went on. Then TJ Watt's over there. Derek Watt was over there. I don't think he's there anymore. Is that going to be something? No, Derek Watt's still on the roster? Mm-hmm. I was about to say, what if they cut him? They're like, hey, you're back, by the way. Come on. Like that tag show, like that ultimate tag show. You're all three playing. Same. But imagine TJ and JJ coming out of the tunnel. Last two introduced. Obviously, TJ would get the who would get the last billing coming out there?
Just be the Watts.
Well, Diggs says TJ because TJ has Pittsburgh is TJ City.
Yeah.
Okay, you had Houston. Welcome to my city. You are now going out before me here. They'll clap or whatever, but wait till you hear what these motherfuckers do when I come out. The Watts obviously thinking Pittsburgh's a potential. I think that's the odds-on favorite right now because of the other Watt connections. And that team was great, 11-0 this year. They now unraveled at the end. Who knows if that team will ever be able to win a Super Bowl with the way the offense is constructed, with Ben Roethlisberger not being able to run and all that bullshit. Plus, Pouncey is officially retired alongside his brother today, so they're going to have to really build some other things out. Who knows if Pittsburgh? Then people were talking maybe Green Bay because JJ is from Wisconsin. He actually did his retirement statement there to the people of Houston in a Wisconsin hoodie in a log cabin in Wisconsin. So everybody's saying the Green Bay Packers right around the corner. I'd assume he has a lot of Packers stuff in his closet. I think he said that at the University of Wisconsin graduation speech he gave, where he had Green Bay Packers and Wisconsin Red stuff in his closet his entire life or whatever. Maybe he goes back to Green Bay. Hey, they need pressure on a quarterback. Is J.J. Watt going to be a savior to his home state of Wisconsin and help lead the Green Bay Packers back to the Super Bowl? Something that they've been so close to for so long. Maybe a little defensive pressure will put him over the hump. Maybe he goes there. Maybe he goes to Chicago. Bear down. Because his wife plays soccer there. There are so many opportunities and storylines. And right now, JJ, for the first time really, just like Tom, has a chance to sit back and figure out which place is the best place for him to go get a ring. Look for him to make like $5-6 million, maybe some incentives on top of that, and go ring hunting. At Tone Diggs, Pittsburgh is a real conversation right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, and people are saying if he doesn't go to Pittsburgh on a very team-friendly contract, that he hates his brothers and he hates his family.
Whoa. You don't want people to say that about you.
I mean, he says he's a family guy and he loves his family, so prove it, JJ.
Well, he did just hand them a host of a primetime game show.
True.
Good show. Great show.
Network TV.
Network television. I mean,
great show.
They were great at it, by the way. It is a very good show. And it's funny that you're coming out so positively about that show.
Incredible show.
On this show,
Incredible
Diggs.
human being.
So right now you think everybody's just trying to recruit JJ? You think like people in Green Bay are sending, like
care packages
to the log cabin?
If he doesn't go there, he hates his hometown.
Well, there's a lot of negatives, obviously, for this entire thing. He hates his family, hates his home state. If he goes to Tampa, so easy. The Kevin Durant thing. I mean, he's in a great position in the eyes of a lot of people, but no matter what decision he makes, people are going to come after him for it. And you have to assume, by the way, that Jack Easterby played a rather large role in this entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
Cal McNair said, it's not time for me to talk about the organization, okay? This is about JJ and honoring JJ. Hate to break it to you, Cal. JJ wants out of there because your organization stinks. Yeah. So if your organization didn't stink, you and JJ probably restructure this contract. JJ's like, happy to be here, pumped to be here, can't wait to rebuild a winner here yet again for like the third time in my career here in Houston. But instead it's, I'd like to get the hell out of here, okay? Sinking ship, burning down, want out of here. You know why? You brought Jesus' mouthpiece down here, Jack Easterby. Everything is, all hell has broken loose. Now, Mike Florio put out a tweet this morning that said, it's interesting that J.J. Watt asked for his release. They release him. Deshaun Watson does the same. They don't release him. I mean, situations are definitely situational in all of life, but I would assume the contract, the age, the everything that's happening down
history.
there. This was pretty easy decision by both sides. Yeah, injury history. Will he ever be able to stay healthy for an entire season? Probably not. That's why you need to go to a place that has depth at the defensive line so he can just rotate in there, get his while getting wins. Tampa, I mean, people are saying Kansas City as well. Oh, yeah. Connor, I know you said, why not New England, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, look, there's only one way to, prove if he is tough enough for Bill Belichick, and that's to go up there. I mean, answer the bell. People are wondering, is J.J. Watt tough? There's only one way to find out, Pat.
Nobody's wondering that, okay? Nobody's wondering that with JJ. There's a great picture, by the way, of his entire face covered with blood from him breaking his nose. And I'd assume that was potentially from, him hitting somebody in the face mask, hitting him in the nose and busting it. Or I've seen him hop up on the bench before and do like a celebration with those people. I think he did the nay-nay for a little bit there. I think he was doing like one of these where he did something against us. I think he also took one of his things was he took the helmet and just bashed it off his head. And I think one time he just broke his nose. And then he would immediately go from that CTE straight into the game. People say he's tough enough. He's not worried about being tough enough for Bill fucking Belichick.
Well, we just haven't seen that in a long time. Some people think maybe he lost his edge.